and we won't even have to give anybody a wedgie to have both of those things happen. So like it's good. It's just
who laughed when getting a wedgie?
Well, normally the guy giving it. So like someone's laughing. I didn't necessarily say it would be you, but
there can be embarrassed pain laughing as well. Whenever
that's true. Like uncomfortable awkwardness.
Like when you when you piss off your sibling and they come running, it's like, oh no, I'm so fucked. Kind of.
There you go. Yeah, that kind of like, oh shit, I'm in trouble and I'm running away because yeah. It's like I know I just like poked this guy who's like 7.5 feet tall in the chest, whose like shoulders are as broad as I am tall, and you know what? He might kill me, but by God, this is a hell of a thrill. So I'm gonna giggle all the way till death. And what's funny too is my grandfather. My grandfather was actually the youngest of his three. Was it 3 or 4? I can't remember if he had 2. I think it was 2. It was the 3 brothers. So he was the youngest of the 3. And my uncle Harold used to just, or it was the other one. It was the oldest one, Uncle Harold, but used to just beat the shit out of my grandpa. And my grandpa, because my grandpa was always kind of a small guy to begin with, he took after more of their mom. And it was really funny because my grandpa figured out that if he started laughing when they beat him up, they'd eventually get so mad that they'd just quit and get on and move on because they weren't getting the response, the begging and whimpering, oh, please stop. They weren't getting that. And so that's like, so you could giggle in pain as well. You just got to figure out how to do it. You just got to look at it the right way.
No, I just started moaning whenever that happened to me. So people usually stop.
I just lock up and then wait for it to be over.
Yeah. There you go. There. Oh, wow. That went to a really dark place.
I'm sorry. It's been a fucking week. I'm so sorry.
All right, calm down, Rihanna.
Like, shit. Oh yeah. See, I knew somebody was gonna go there. It wasn't gonna be me, but by God, it was gonna be somebody. I don't know why Kick's not working tonight. I don't know why it's being dumb, but I guess everybody out there, if you're not getting a screen, you're not supposed to at this point. This is like the intro. This is like the interlude. This is like the all of that kind of fun stuff out there. This is the foreplay, boys and girls. This is like the foreplay before we actually show up and tickle your fancy testicles. Is kind of the idea behind that. If you didn't know, in case
how did you know I had fancy testicles? I didn't think I sent you the pic.
Well, no, but Culture and I talked about it, and so it's just.
Sorry, you friended me on Facebook, so I get to see all those pictures by accident.
Right, that makes way more sense. Yep.
Yeah. See, he thought he was just sharing that in the private group, but he actually realized he was sharing that in the private chat. So. Anyway, so now that we've gotten outward of the awkwardness that is Mr. Grant Gregory's balls, and since in order to purge that from everybody's mind, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Mr. Grant Gregory's absolutely fabulous and fantastic intro. Here we go.
In the heart of the cosmos, where time and space collide, the Doctor and his TARDIS forever to glide. From the streets of London to the far edges of space, with Rose, Martha and Donna, through time they chase. Daleks and their fury, Cybermen, steel and cold, the mysteries of Bad Wolf, stories untold. To the planet of New Earth and the fires of Pompeii, through the shadows of the vast and the right, they find their way. Back when who was good, those were the days. Adventures through time, a wondrous haze. The Doctor and his companions, a tale so grand. In the show where the universe was at their command, Jesse, the common nerd with a vision so bright, guiding through the episodes into the night. The maiden sunk her with insights to unveil, and Mr. Grant Gregory with love to regain. Back when who was good, those were the days. Adventures through legend in their prime. The Sakurax invasion and the last Alex stand. With the Dr. Huckleberry and undone. Back when who was good, those were the days. Adventures through time and wonders haze. The Doctor and his companions, a tale so grand. In the show, and taking first was at their command. From the battle of Canary Wharf to the end of time, where heroes and legends in their prime.
So, all of time and space, everything that ever happened or ever will, where do you want to start?
How we doing tonight, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another wonderful edition of When Who Was Good. Yes, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. Sunker's probably still muted. I don't know what she's doing. How's everybody doing? No, it's good. It's been a rough week. Things have been crazy. Things have been wild. There's lots of stuff going on in the news. I had two birthdays that I had to deal with this week, ladies and gentlemen. So please send donations, send super chats, send runnable ramps, all of those kind of things. It's been a rough week, but ladies and
That's a
gentlemen,
bit greedy. Most people only have one birthday a year. You're doing two in a week.
well, it's just, I mean, I can't help myself sometimes. I'm a little bit of a narcissist. If anybody hadn't heard, if you guys weren't aware of that fact for whatever reason.
No.
No, I mean, I'm not a guy that just likes to talk into a microphone and camera just for fun or anything like that. Like, no, that kind of stuff I mean, look, let's be completely and totally honest. If to do this for a living or even as a hobby, you have to be a little bit of a narcissist if we're going to be completely and totally honest. You know what I mean? And, so it's just kind of how things go. But speaking of narcissism, how are you doing tonight, my beautiful Sunker maiden? How are you, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. It's been a bad week. I just got out of the refugees and royalties stream with JT and others on JT's stream. Pathfinder, Savage Pathfinder game. I probably just fucked that whole thing up, but
Yeah, you did just fine.
no.
You play Pathfinder the same way I do. Nice.
But yeah, so it was a fun game. It's just the whole week kind of started hitting me in the middle of it, so I'm just like, fuck. So I feel bad. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I just need a little bit of escapism.
Well, you're definitely going to get that tonight because, like I said, we've got a really good episode tonight, and I am not Mr. Grant Gregory. Okay, I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt and lie to you and tell you it is a good episode when it's not. Like that's simply not going to happen. That's simply not.
Well, it really depends on the episode. What episode have we got?
Are you serious? Like I've only said it like 3 times already so far. Like we've got the Vincent and the Doctor and Vincent tonight.
Don't remember that one.Ust be a pretty forgettable episode.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Grant hates the Doctor and the Vincent. I forgot. He is against the Doctor and Vincent. I forgot about that.
Well, I mean, if you're going to have a redhead on TV, they need to be played by a black woman. We know the rules, and they've gone against it. We can't handle this.
We need to get those quotas.
Doesn't matter. He's a historical figure.
Van Gogh needed to be played by albino woman.
Correct.
An albino woman. Yeah. And then Well, because I mean, if we don't use a Pakistani to represent Pope John Paul, then I mean, in the BBC network, then I don't know what we're doing with our lives. Let's be completely and totally honest about this. What I mean?
As a slight departure, like you can do stuff like that. Just make it at Elseworlds and make your own things. Like that would be kind of a funny thing. Go over and create why this would occur. Don't just say he is now being played by a Pakistani woman. Just like no, build something.
And especially when you go like, oh, it's based on historical events. Well, do you think we could be a little more historical accurate? Or go like, look, we all know the story of Johnny Appleseed. We all know the story of Newton, right? we're just gonna have Idris Elba play it. Okay, like it's just because Idris Elba's a great actor and he's gonna play Newton. Why? Because like, look, we all know Newton's like Italian or European or whatever. Like, but like, it's Idris Elba, man. Like, are you gonna complain? No, I didn't think so. We're not trying to say that.
You say that as a joke, but I'd watch the shit out of that.
No, I'm not saying that as a joke. I'm being dead serious. Like, I had no problem with the Cinderella with like Brandy from back in the 90s. I thought it was great. Queen Latifah was awesome. But it's like, like we had this conversation with CJ on my Wednesday show last week, which I have an announcement about the Wednesday show coming up as well. But that we CJ and I were talking about that. She's like, well, because like somebody tried to call her comic Discord woke because it's the main protagonist is black and like he was raised by a single mom, but that's because his dad died and like his dad was a cop and like all this other stuff, right? And like somebody tried to call it woke, and I was like, see, that's the problem. Those are like the knee-jerk reactionaries. If it's woke, if the marketing and what they tell you is it's all about, if the only thing that matters is the message, the acolyte, the only thing that mattered was the message. You know what I mean? Little Mermaid, same thing. Only thing that mattered was the message. You know what I mean? Same thing with Snow White. Only thing that matters is the message. That's how we know it's woke. You know what I mean? Cinderella, Brandy in the 90s or any of the movies that have come after those, I would not consider woke because it was not built on a premise that it was all about representation, that we're going to rewrite history. No, it was just Cinderella. It was just Brandy as Cinderella. And now,
well, I mean, I also like The Wiz.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
that's
The Wiz.
The Wiz is the Cinderella one came out when I was a kid. That's why I was thinking about it. The Wiz is another great example. The Wiz is awesome.
I think it's also why people have more and more gripes about more and more like kind of shit-tastic movies is that we're not getting as many movies nowadays as we were getting before. Remember, they would just churn out everything. Everything was like much more. You would have a lot larger selection. So if someone went over and did like Black Snow White, it wouldn't matter because you have a whole smorgasbord of everything else. Right. That wasn't the only game in town, but now it's becoming more and more and more. You will watch this movie, or you're not going to be able to watch a fun movie at all. And this movie isn't even fun. So it's like, fuck.
Well, and everybody's trying to trade. Yeah, no, it does make sense because everybody's now trying to chase that $1 billion box office instead of going, let's make 5 movies for a tenth of what our one big, what we plan on being our blockbuster for the year, right? You make one like that, and then you make like 5 or 10 of tenth of the price, right? So say you spend $150 million on your big blockbuster, you make 5 or 10 more movies, each one of those for $15 million a piece, and make it a Black Cinderella, make it just a cheap horror movie, give the crazy guy down the street who's been haggling you for 20 years with his damn script that he's been working on, says it's the best thing ever. You know what? Fuck it. We already know this one. We're making a James Bond sequel. We did a good job. We know it's a solid James Bond story. That one's going to make us money. Let's make. But the problem is they stopped doing that, right? Mm-hmm. Because now their one big blockbuster that was supposed to make all of this money got infected by the woke, and now they can't do that anymore because the ones that are supposed to make them 150, supposed to make them 200 or 300 times, 2 or 3 times what they produced on it, actually make them a profit, aren't making profits anymore.
They're just breaking even.
If they're lucky, they're breaking even. So it makes them gun shy to take chances on stuff like that, and so that's part of the problem with that kind of thing. But Hi, welcome to When Who Is Good. And we go off on random tangents, especially at the beginning of the show, because that's what we do. But yeah. All right. Anybody got anything? I'm going to say hi to the chat. Anybody else got anything?
I got dick all.
That probably makes a lot of people happy.
And
Jaren's like, I got dig nothing. Madhouse Retro. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. We can't smell you from here, right?
I know, but I do that to go over and wake myself up a little bit more through sharp
smoke. Oh, there you go. There you go. That works. Good to see you, Madhouse Retro, one of our fine channel subscribers over on Rumble. And as an FYI, as I'm going through and saying the chat, I will remind everybody, if you are over on YouTube, please switch over to Rumble because or Kick or one of the other platforms that's not YouTube, basically, because YouTube doesn't understand what fair use is, right? Proper fair use, because we actually are doing a review and we're not one of the privileged on the list that can do this kind of thing, on the allowed list. So please switch over to Rumble as we're going through and saying hi to all you folks on the chat, because over there we are going to watch. This is an actual watch along, right? We watch all the way through the episode. This isn't like one of those other things where we just pause it and like all you see is a single screen. No, we're going to let the episode play and then we're going to pause it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to review it at the end. We're going to do a proper review and it's a watch along. You guys get to watch it with us. But the only place we can watch the full episodes is over there on Rumble, because like I said, they understand what fair use is. So this eccentric, yes, bees in the chat. We love our bees. We love our bumblebees, our big bouncing bumblebees. Grim says, right then, time for proper greetings. Bobs. That's right. Bobs. Love it. Good to see you, and Vac. Good to see you over on JT's stream this evening too. I was hanging out in the chat, seeing what you guys were see what all you crazy kids were up to. Jim Bone says, hail all. Good to see you, Jim Bone. Ooh, you get to sleep in tomorrow. All right, Grim. Well, I guess we'll see how many episodes we've got tonight and how late we can keep you up. Flattiest ass fire. Yeah, right. Sucker's like, I wish that was last week. And as always, boys and girls, unless we on every stream, we do the want to see common nerd get stoned, $50 donations. I'll eat an edible, which is a 600 milligram gummy. I got a couple of those left in here. They absolutely taste disgusting. So if you want to watch me grimace, that's a great way to do it. $20 dabs, which I'll do a dab live on stream. $5 rants, I'll do a cart hit and all of that other kind of fun stuff out there. I appreciate all of that because, like I said, I had 2 birthdays I had to pay for this week. So hook a nerd up. But also, just in general, it's fun. We will eventually bring like the shot streams back, but those are going to be like strictly for season finales and stuff like that. Just so that way we don't get stupid and retarded and forget what episodes we watched. Because Sunker and I might have done that once or twice. And also and that's why, and it's also like 6:00 in the morning for Grant too. So we don't want that. So his sobriety is very important to us. This eccentric. Good to see you, my friend. John Washburn, another one of our fine channel members over on YouTube. Good to see you, John. Always good to see you. Yep, there you go. Flattiest Aspire is dropping the links for the Rumble. Thank you, Jim Bone. Shadow Warden 99. Good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. There's our Rumble bot with direct donations. One of the best ways to support the channel. Always appreciate that. Parathis, aka Lavistro. What's going on, my friend? Always good to see you, buddy. Always good to see you. Jim Bone holding down the Twitch as well. Don Lewis. What's up, Don? Says, hello, I'm the doctor. Basically, run. The 11th Doctor. Yes, sir. You are in the right spot, Don. Hell yeah. So make sure you go and join us over on Rumble because we'll be watching the Doctor and Vincent, the Van Gogh episode. Van Gogh for all you English weirdos out there. All right, there we go. Darkness. That's right, the darkness. They used to call him Eddie Murphy. They used to call him the darkness. It was the blackest thing in Hollywood. Ballisticals, yes. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We got it. Throws Madhouse in a dumpster, pointing like a TARDIS. I stole this from Disney. Best of luck. Hits the start button. And back, you rotten evil man. I love it. I am Democracy Manifest. What's going on? Good to see you. Love seeing you make it in. Always good to see you. Always want to make sure I don't forget. Forgot to share again. That's okay. You can get it now. Thank you, Jim. Nerd is 386 now. That's right. What's up, man? Contained traces of seafood. Good to see you. 380. I look so good. Damn, I'm looking good for 386. Fuck, I bet y'all are jealous as fuck right now. The Peter Venkman fan side. What's up, buddy? Yes, Savage World Riffs. That's right. Was doing my doctor rounds today. Nice, Peter. Nice. Yes, hail indeed. I heard free redemption spankings, but I ate like 3 edibles, so probably only half right. That's probably true. I think we can probably do redemption spankings. I'm always okay with that. Are we watching that episode? I'm going to go out and buy some onions for cooking later. That totally makes sense, making contained trees. Yeah, if you're making Italian, you're going to need onions. And yeah, you're definitely, I'm sure everybody's going to be cutting a lot of onions during this episode.
Is this going to be one of the things where I'm going to have like my mascara running? I'm like, this is gay.
I didn't, how many times have I told you need to get waterproof makeup for this show? Like, I don't know how many times we have to go over this. Okay, don't get me wrong. Some of us like watching the mascara run down their face. Truth, be honest. But still, I mean, it's not for everybody. Some girls don't like it. A lot of the guys do. But, that's just a different conversation for a different day. The Mr. Tree Acolyte stuff is same-sex relationship. Here's Manny without a shirt. Yeah, no shit. It's like lesbians. Oh, but we know you are all. I'd guarantee you, even fucking Leslie Headland, Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. I guarantee even like, and this is probably going to gross you all out, and I apologize for this, but even she got moist when he fucking did that. Like, I'm just going to put dollars to donuts on that one.
Well,
okay?
I like to use the phrase.
Ew, I smelled that comment.
What'd you say, Sunker? I heard.
I like Az's use. It's like she was probably flicking the bean later.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Oh, she was knowing that woman. She was probably flicking her bean right on set. She's like, I learned it from Harvey. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. You guys like your job, right?
God.
I know, right? You're welcome. I want the Spanish Girl Boss Murder Babes movie. That would rock. Hell yeah. What's up, Wade? Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips Live. What's up, buddy? Yeah, right. Cringiest, most unlikable shits for younger actors, right? Which is stinky for Simps. That is true. She loves her Simps.
I don't like Simps.
She loves her Simps. Been sniffing couch kun, holder of wins again, Madhouse? Probably. Okay, I need to touch some grass. What? Daylight here in Oz. After all, back in 80 minutes. Love you all creepy and inappropriate way. Woohoo! Woohoo! That's right. Moist. I grew up fair. Different reasons for the makeup running nerd. That's fair. Very fair. Gag. All right. So boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you please jump on over to the Rumble because we're going to give you a tease, like a proper tease. We're going to give you a little tease. We're just going to give you a little taste, just a tip, just to see if you like it or not over here on YouTube. But we can only give you a little taste. Because that's how this goes. That's just how it goes. So that's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to show you off that as soon as I can stop coughing, I promise I'll get there and we'll find it. But it's one of them situations where this is one of those episodes where this is consistently rated as like one of the highest episodes, like out there, hands down, like just over and over again, because just the way it's done, the colors, the visuals added to it. I mean, they are just, I mean, they're absolutely stunning. Like it's so good. Grant, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, when it comes to the show, pardon me, the show where we do the rankings.
Mm-hmm.
This one was the only one where there was literally no argument. We already know which is number one.
Oh.
Let's just work at number two.
I'm
So
gonna top off one more time and I'll be back.
All right, sounds good. We'll give you a second. All right, give him the tease. All right, Chunker says, give you the tip. So we shall, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the tip for a little bit of when who was good. All right, we'll pause it just for a second, so that way it gives it a second to like go, ha 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 ha, we're not actually doing anything wrong. There you go. Everybody see the painting? Everybody know what that is? Everybody know what that is?
Leonardo da Vinci's Naked Girl.
That's right. Yes, Leonardo da Vinci doing the naked woman. I love it. The naked woman. That's it. That's all. There you go. That's all you get. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I'll probably have to restart that for Sunker anyway because she's going to see every single second of this. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you please join us over on Rumble, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, because that is where all of the fun stuff is happening. And that's exactly where you're going to get all of the great stuff this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for being here. If you're over on YouTube, please come over to Rumble and enjoy the rest of this episode with us, because like Grant said, this is one of the top number ones, hands down, of the whole season. And so we'll see y'all soon, boys and girls.